Chess on the programme. So I thought I'd rectify that. And she's on the programme joining us now. Chess, how are you?
Hi, thank you so much for welcoming me back on. I agree. I've missed you guys and talking to you guys. Yeah, everything is really exciting with the new music and everything. So yeah, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I am doing very well. It's sometimes for me, it's good fun to look at your stories because you're always doing something different. Whether you're doing, your podcast, whether you're doing your modelling, whether you're on tour with Brit Floyd, whether you're releasing your new music, it must be hard to sometimes juggle doing all this at once.
It is, but I know it's so cliche, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I've got such passion for life that I just always want to be doing something and trying to create. So yes, it looks crazy and it is, but I love it. I'm that kind of person.
Do you know, we were discussing this off air a moment ago, talking about creating and being creative and stuff like that. And we were just saying that when inspiration strikes, you kind of have to jump on it. And I was explaining personally how I used to have a whiteboard in my bedroom. My partner hated it. Had a whiteboard in the bedroom. So if an idea came to me, whether it was radio, whether it was something else, I'd jump up. I had to write it no matter the time. You have had this inspiration strike while on tour. Obviously not ideal, but then you've now made a brand new song, which is out. We're going to play it for you in a moment's time, called Heal Me. How did you manage to make a song while out on tour with Brit Floyd?
It's exactly like you said. You can't dictate when you get ideas, and sometimes they come from so deep inside you. And a lot of the time, annoyingly, a lot of the words or the melodies would come to me in my sleep, in my bunk on the bus.
Oh no!
And it's already really hard to sleep on a tour bus, and you tell yourself, you got to wake up and write this down because you will forget it. And then you think, no, I don't want to wake up, but a lot of the time it's just so involuntary. And when you're right, when it does strike, whether it's 1 a.m. or whether it's in the dressing room or hotel room, or whether you're having a conversation and you have to walk away because you've just had a really good idea.
Yeah, of course.
Us, creators are such strange species. If we walk away, it's not necessarily an insult. Maybe you just inspired us.
Yes, that's what it is. Let's make a note. Let's have that out there as a sort of blanket answer every time we offend somebody. I think that's a great idea. But no, you're right. I suppose if you are on a tour bus and it's hard enough to get to sleep anyway, and if you've got the idea for a melody in your head, you probably want to sing it. You probably want to voice note it.
That's it. And there's
you want
11 other people.
And you can't really do that at 3 a.m, can you? So
no.
I suppose you just got to write it down and hope for the best. And the next day you remember exactly what it sounded like. But obviously you've done this. You've made a song. You've done it on tour. Logistically speaking, was that a bit of a challenge?
So I always make sure to take a small setup with me in terms of microphone, and I have Logic obviously, and my MPK Mini. And it's tough, yes, because you never know when you're going to be alone on tour, right? You sharing stuff all the time. And I was lucky that within a week of coming up with this idea, I had my own dressing room, which is very bougie.
Yeah.
And it also wasn't echoey, and it also wasn't, it was actually really appropriate for recording. So I told myself I have to take advantage of this opportunity and record my song. So yes, it is tough, but sometimes the stars align and you can do what you want to do.
I suppose you've got to be, when you're playing with Brit Floyd, and you've got to be quite regimented. Everything's got to sound, perfect every time. It's kind of in there. You don't need to worry so much. That is pretty much solidified. So when you've got a new idea, do you have to kind of take yourself away, or else are you going to get in the head of other performers? Or am I overthinking this?
With my own song?
Yeah. Or do they help?
What I do is I write the song and I'll be happy with it, but I'll make sure I listen to it 2 days later to make sure I still like it. Because you're right, I'm singing every night, and every night let's be honest, it does have to be perfect. So yes, I'm quite hard on myself with my own stuff, but I also make sure to try and be objective.
And I suppose you're around musicians as well, so
which is very inspiring.
Exactly, and you've got a great focus group there. So if you're like, come have a listen to this. What do you think of this?
In fact, the guitarist of Brit Floyd is the one who did the guitar solo on this song.
Amazing. We
There
love
you
it.
go.
We love to see it. Well, let's talk about the content of the song Heal Me then. So, what is the song about? Now, I'm going to guess healing.
Yes.
Detective,
but you
right?
know- But it wasn't really voluntary, this song. I didn't realize that I was actually writing about the ways that I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be sort of given attention and to be sort of the main character for a bit. And I didn't necessarily do that on purpose. It was a subconscious move. And then I was like, oh, I would really like to be that. So yeah, it's about, imagine having someone you really love and then them just devoting their entire time to you and their entire focus to you. I think that's what it's about.
Fantastic. Obviously, we're going to play it for you in a moment's time. So hold that thought for just a moment's time. You played Boardmasters for the very first time in last year. Very exciting time. Was that your first festival you played?
It was my first proper festival. I've done small local festivals before, but it was my first one. And thank you guys for that so much, because it was so cool to be there and meet other artists and watch other artists. And it was just...
Do you know, I will always kick myself, because if you've ever seen me at these festivals, you'll just know that I spend, and you've seen it as well now, Jess, I spend a lot of my time running around from side to side of the festival, recording, cameras, getting everything set up. That I couldn't see your set, but I heard that it went down a storm. I heard that you sounded fantastic. And I now know that you've probably got goals to go and do some more festivals, right?
I would absolutely love to. I would love to experience and challenge myself to do as much as I can. Yes. So yeah, if anything comes up anywhere, I will be down.
You got the bug for it.
Of course.
Fantastic. Well, Jess, it's always a pleasure having you on the show. What's the plan going forward now? Obviously, you've just released Heal Me, and you've done a few other songs as well. So what's the plan looking ahead to the summer?
So I've actually written a bunch of songs, and I'm trying to figure out which one to release when. And they're the most honest songs that I've probably ever written. So I'm feeling a bit vulnerable right now, but I'm hoping that people will like the songs. But it's one of those things as an artist, it's an involuntary muscle. You just have to say what you need to say.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spend the rest of the year wearing my heart on my sleeve, releasing my music. I'm touring again with Brit Floyd in the fall, going to Europe, and we'll be coming to the UK as well. So you guys can come and see. So yeah, a mix of touring and writing and releasing and searching for more, really.
Amazing. I love that. And I love the fact that you're going to have to put your heart on your sleeve when you do this, because obviously people can resonate with your work as well. So though it is, catharsis for you to get your feelings out, other people might resonate with it. And that's just
I really hope so.
Win-win, right? Win-win.
I hope so. Yes. And it covers all subjects. From honestly, it's not only about love and things, but it's honestly, it's about a lot more than that. And I've really dug deep. I was going to say digged. That is not a word. Dug.
I do it all the time, though.
Dug deep and for my soul, really.
Do you know, this is completely irrelevant to any of the releases, but I have to ask this question. Obviously, whenever we talk, even if it's off air, we always end up talking about animals. So, you love your dogs, right? You love your
dogs.
More
than anything.
So what happens when you go on tour? Do you just have to miss them for a little bit and your partner looks after them? What happens?
I do have to miss them a lot.
No.
I know. And that is honestly so painful. Because I call them my children, as crazy as that sounds. They are my fur babies and they are my everything. So yes, but they still remember me and they still love me and treat me as if I never abandoned them.
And you spoil them when you get home, I'm sure.
Oh yes, I get them treats from all around the world. And spend extra, like they're with me right now. We never part ways.
I love that, Jess. I just thought I'd have to ask. Any animal lover will get that. Before you go, Jess, we're going to play your new track. How can people follow you and what you're up to?
I am under Chess Gallia, or just search Chess Gallia. That's ChessGalea. literally everywhere. So just type that in. And then there's some Heal Me merch on my website as well. So if you really like the song, then go and get yourself a t-shirt or something, and it will really help me.
Fantastic. Chess, thank you so much for being part of the show. We're going to play you that brand new track now. Chess Scalia, this is Heal Me.